We'll call this Monday, November 18th, 2013 work session to order. We'll have our invocation by Mr. Gary Stewart and Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Brett Miller. Please stand. We have one item on our agenda tonight that we're going to delete, number 3. That will be presented later, so number 3 will not be covered tonight. This time, you've all had a chance to look at the agenda. I'd like to ask for a motion that to accept the agenda as presented.
I make the motion, we accept it.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Agenda is accepted. First item is Resolution 2013-1131, Airport Improvement Funding. Mayor, would you cover that for us?
Yes, ma'am. Each year when we apply for grants to the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, I think that's right, is the time, we have to present, along with our grant, a resolution for the City Council giving us permission to apply for this grant. And this is something that we have to do every year.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion on this? All right, we'll put that on their meeting agenda next week. Second item is repeal ordinance 187 relating to possession of handguns at special events. Again, Mayor, would you cover that?
Yes, ma'am. Chief Dahl found in doing some research on ordinance number 187, which was passed in 1979, and it's an ordinance relating to gun control, and it is in direct conflict with the gun law that was passed by the state last year. And so Mr. Kimmer said that we would need to have an ordinance repealing this original ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Again, we'll, is just any discussion? If not, we'll put this on the agenda for next week. Next is renew the electric power board franchise agreement. I believe Mr. John Porter's going to talk with us about that. Mr. Porter?
Thank you, Mr. Gregg. Thank you. For like 6 or 8 months, I suppose. The Power Board has a franchise now, and this is for the use of the right-of-way for the cable system and et cetera. There is an agreement that has been in place for 15 years, and this just basically renews that. I told Steve that the main change in here is a 5-year term, but it's automatically renewable until somebody wants to stop it. So we won't have to keep coming back to you every 5 years. And it is the same rate that we've been paying. Basically, everything is the same. It just renews it and extends the term. But we'll be glad to ask any questions. We've got a lot of folks here that know a lot more about it than I do technically. So if you've got any questions, we'll be glad to answer them. But it's pretty simple, I think.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Porter?
Read the very bottom, number 7A, that you're required to carry $1 million liability insurance policy.
Right.
And it also says that you would name the city
That's great.
on that policy. My
That's-
question is, has that ever been done?
It is, and
I've
that's
never seen a copy.
it's in force right now. We already have that policy. City's names I didn't bring. I may have brought it. I showed to you, but we do have. I got it from the office a couple of days ago. We do have it is in place, and city is named as.
Number 5 is Salvation Army roadblock. City Clerk Phillips will discuss that with us.
The Salvation Army of Jackson County is requesting permission to hold a roadblock to collect change for our Red Kettle Fund on Saturday, December 14th, 2013 from 7 a.m. till 12 p.m. at the following 3 locations: 5 Points, Parks Avenue and Broad Street, Highway 79, and Highway 35 at Woodall's Quick Stop.
This is the first time that the agenda. I'll go into reports. Mayor Potter.
Yes, ma'am. You should have in your packets a copy of the record tolling service ordinance that you're going to be asked to consider for next week. Since we've last met and talked about it, Chief Dahl has we've determined that some of the figures that we had trying to make it to stay the same as Huntsville's rates, we had a copy of the old original ordinance rather than the one it is currently as far as some amounts. So what you have on page 15 of your copy is the new amounts, the current up-to-date amounts that we would like to change that ordinance, the original one too, that you talked about last week. Just the first one that, there's several of them, but the one that just jumps off is the $125, which was the basic rate for a towing, is now $150. And again, it was just a matter of trying to make it consistent with Huntsville, since we had used that to frame this ordinance with. And again, you have a copy of it. That's the only changes, I think, Chief Dawn, is what you have there.
Anybody have any questions about that?
Okay, thank you. That's all I have. Mr.
Okay. We'll put that on Friday night. Okay. Mr. Smith, you have anything?
I don't know.
Mr. Miller?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Stewart? Just thank y'all for coming tonight. At this time, we're adjourned.